Vendor take-back mortgages are about to become your secret weapon in 2024, and I'm here to break down exactly how they work. But before that, did you know that nearly 30% of real estate transactions happen without traditional bank financing? Pretty wild, eh? Right? That's a huge number, and it's all thanks to something called vendor take-back financing, also called as seller finance. It's simpler than you think. Alright, so today, grab a cup of chai, sit back, and let's dive into the deeper depths of vendor take-back financing in this concluding part 2 of the series. To quickly recap what we covered in part 1 of this series. So for buyers often face challenges when trying to secure traditional financing, especially if they have less than perfect credit or are self-employed. Also, when financing is required in sectors like I mentioned previously, like hotels, motels, restaurants, to name it. For buyers, when the lender's doors close on you, this is where vendor take-back mortgages come into play, offering a flexible and alternative solutions to these common obstacles in real estate transactions. For sellers, a volatile real estate and credit lending market may be oversupplied is leading to lesser demand for your business can all lead to vendor take-back situations, as this is when you can still get your desired rates, your preferred closing time, closing terms, and consistent additional source of income from interest payments for as long as the term of the loan. Now, with all that covered in the previous video, let's proceed more in depth and talk about the key points where vendor take-back mortgage truly shines. Interest rates. Now, this is a key moment where vendor take-back mortgages really shine, and in my opinion, this one can definitely top this and all the entire list vendor take-back mortgages might have. Can you imagine you going to a bank and saying that this is the interest rate you can afford to pay or are willing to pay? Bank wale na bhaga denge aapko ye sunte hi. They'll just kick you out of the bank. But this becomes the case when it's vendor take back. You negotiate the interest rates at something that you are comfortable with, or be it the buyer or seller. It might be higher or lower than traditional mortgage rates depending on the agreement. Be sure to shop around and compare. The next biggest shining point of vendor take back is loan to value. The VTB typically covers a portion of the property purchase price. For example, if the property is say for 500,000 and the buyer can only afford 200,000 or 300,000 from his savings or traditional sources, the seller might agree to a VTB for the remaining amount. The loan to value portion is again unique to each situation depending on a lot of variables like how desperate is the buyer or seller, condition of the business or property, term length. VTB terms can range from a few months to several years. Shorter terms might have higher payments but less total interest, while longer terms can be easier on your monthly budget but could end up costing more in the long run. But again, it's unique to each transaction and seller-buyer situation. Repayment structure. Understand whether the VTB requires regular payments, a balloon payment at the end, or if it's interest only for a period. Each structure has different impact on your finances. Unlike banks, here prepayment clauses or mortgage breaking fees, etc. and terms can also be tailored to suit both the parties. Legal documentation. In case of VTB, it's extremely vital to have a well drafted agreement. In case of banks, usually all terms are general and any one person doesn't have any personal gain out of your contract. So the entire bank won't go against one person. But it's just the opposite in VTB. All documentation has to be super clearly drafted. This should include all the terms, conditions, and the consequences of default. Both parties should work with legal professionals to ensure that the agreement is enforceable. Priority of claims. Remember, in case of a foreclosure, the primary mortgage lender has priority. The VTB lender gets paid only after the primary mortgage is settled. This means higher risk for the seller. Finally, before we wrap up, tips for buyers and sellers. For buyers, make sure you fully understand the terms of the VTB and how it fits into your overall financial picture. Consult a financial advisor to ensure it's a good fit for your situation, and the same applies for your lawyer who will be making the legal documents for you. For sellers, evaluate the risk carefully. Ensure the VTB agreement is clear and consider working with a real estate lawyer to protect your best interests. In conclusion, vendor take-back mortgages offer a range of advantages including flexibility, personalized terms, and the ability to close deals that may not have been possible otherwise. Whether you are a buyer looking for alternative financing options or a seller wanting to attract more potential buyers, vendor take-back mortgages can be a game changer in real estate and commercial transactions. Before we wrap up, remember to explore more real estate financing options by checking out related videos on our channel, and don't forget to share your thoughts and experiences with the vendor take-back mortgages in the comment section below. Your feedback is valuable to us and can help others learn more out of this innovative financing solution. So, until next time, keep sipping on that chai and stay tuned for more exciting content. See you in the next video.